Hello and welcome everyone, and in this video we're going to be talking about which car should you be getting, the Honda Sport versus the EX. This is a big decision that I had to make before I decided to get the Sport one, and you'll probably wonder the same exact question: which one should you be getting and why? So first thing, I want to show you the big difference between the two, and look up to here. There's nothing in here, which means the Sport version does not come with the sunroof. So that's the one big difference that should sway some people away from getting the Sport version and maybe getting the EX one, which has a huge sunroof that gives you a lot more, look how dark this vehicle is inside. If you like living in a cave, well, then this is definitely for you. And it is for me, so I'm going to be making it even darker. I'm going to be putting some tints in here, so you'll be living inside of a little cave right there in the back seat. So with that said, a few other things that the Sport version has that the EX doesn't. The display. It actually has a real display. This is not computer display. This is an actual display here. All this in the back is a real display. This is a real display, and so on. Now the only thing that is digitalized is the stuff right here. This is the digital screen right here. Everything else is physical, which means there's less things to break eventually. Eventually all those things break, and less things to break, it's going to make this car more durable in the future. So if you want to have this car for a really long time, definitely this is less likely to go. Except this part right here. Well, maybe someday something will happen to this. I'll have to go and get it to the repair shop. I'm speaking about 10 years in the future or so. Maybe never. It's a Honda. Next thing is this right here. This gouge right here. Now, if you're getting the Sport, you're getting the red version right here. All the dials are red, everything else is red right there. And if you're not getting the Sport, the EX version, this is going to be blue, which is good for some people, because look at this. You always think this car is empty. There's the red right here, which shows how much fuel you have, which is full. But because it's all red all the time, you think it's always empty. So for people who are paranoid, it's definitely not a good thing. And you can't get rid of it either. You can't change this even if you want to. So that's kind of a bummer here. Next thing, another big version difference between the two cars is the following. Right here. Sports mode. Let me turn this off. Sports mode right here. That is awesome. You have to turn this on to move it to the sports mode. You're moving it all the way to the sports mode right there, and you can drive it. Now, another great thing about this car is it doesn't have those buttons that you push here. It has an actual gear shift. Now, this is versus new Honda Accords that actually don't have this gear shift. I love, having an actual gear shift right here. This does not come in the vehicle. I put this accessory myself for the phone. Now, since we're talking about the Sport mode, the paddle shifters is something you will get only in the Sport version right here. So here we go. Zoom out a bit. And this is the paddle shifter right here. Right there. There's one on this side, and there's another one right on this side. So two paddle shifters are going to be in this car. Well, you can go, and every time you drive, you can change while you're driving the different gears. Gear 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's going to be great. Next thing, you have an actual radio. So a real physical radio. But the great thing about this radio is this real volume knob. So if you want to turn the sound up or down, you can actually do so. You just turn this on and you put the sound up or down right there. Here's the sound.
Bad things. There's a lot of bad things that they wish and I wish.
Just showing you. show you how. There we go. Oh yeah. Okay, so that's the radio right there. It's pretty cool, by the way. And here is the heating system. So you turn this on, and here's a few things about this that's kind of cool. You can actually change the modes. So you press on this, and here's the different modes here, all the way on the bottom. All be two ways, on the bottom, and to you, and just to you right here. It doesn't have a dual mode, but only the driver is in control. Maybe that's a good thing. You don't want to go and fight with your passenger. And I really don't like the idea of having a dual mode in here where you have two different modes for two people. So one driver will be doing this. I mean, not the driver, the passenger will be putting the heat up, and the other person is going to be putting it down. And you can just think how, I mean, your wife and your significant other, whatever, this is going to be just crazy. So in this car, there's only one mode, and the driver gets to decide with the heat. I actually like that. No CD player. So anyone who thinks there is a CD player in here, well, there's no CD player in the EX or ELX. Here's another bummer, big bummer here, is the following. Nothing that you can do to turn this vent off, except use this mode right here. You can just redirect it to a different location. But it doesn't have this right here, which I wish I have known this before. So this one, you can close this vent. You can close the vent over there too, but you can't close those two vents right here. That's not so much of a fun thing. Also, right there, this is for both cars, by the way. I think there's both cars, but you can't quote me on that one. So this one doesn't have the sunglasses that are coming out. And here is a little bit bonus for you right here. So in case you ever wonder, or you actually want to go in and do something very, very cool, I'll show you what I mean by that right here. This is the lights switch right there. If you put it right in the middle, when you're going to be turning the door and opening it up, the light is going to automatically turn on. And then when you are unplugging it and closing the door, the light is going to automatically turn off. So those are big differences between the two models. Also, pedal shifters. There is pedal shifters, and there is also this, which is, look at how nice those pedals are made. This is for the sports mode, all the way on the bottom. Really, really cool. In case you're still undecided if you want the sports or the EX version. A few other things here, and we have to go outside to show you, is this. I'm showing you right about here. Now, EX version has this silver lining right here, and the sports model does not. It's all black. And this is just cosmetic stuff, but cosmetic is important for some people, and of course for this. Now, one thing about when you're actually turning on the turn sign and everything else, well, there is no camera here, which could be a bad or a good thing, but it does look much better without the camera. But it is a very useful thing. Talking about the camera, when I was inside, I forgot to show you something else here. Let's go back in. A few more other things here that we have is this feature right here. So this one is the traction control, and you can just press it on and turn it off. This is very important. This actually, a lot of Honda cars have that. So if you get stuck in the snow or something like that, you can turn it off and see if you can get out using this button. It might work, it might not. So next thing is to show you the radio. So when you turn the radio on, you have the Honda symbol coming up, and over here you have a few different choices, the radio, different medias, and everything else you want to use here as well. So that's kind of cool. And there is stations, physical stations you can press on, a lot of physical buttons over here. I do like this radio. It's actually a real thing that you can use. Plus you can use a hands-free phone and Bluetooth as well, so you can listen to your favorite tracks here too. few other things here to get with it. Cosmetic stuff right here, such as this tile right there, 18-inch tile, very, very nice right there. A few other things about this is to get in. Big difference between EX and RX. Another one is the physical key. So you can't go inside unless you press on this to open it up, or you can put in the key and open the door up. You can't just go and pull it unless, of course, the car is already open. If it's closed, there is no way you can just pull and open it by having a sensor. There is no sensor over here, just to let you know. Plus, there is no physical button to turn it on. It could be a good or a bad thing, because in case something happens to this car and I have an actual key to turn it on, you don't have to do the push button thing, which sometimes actually breaks, just to let you know that. So the 18-inch wheels is exclusive to the sports model. The body molding is exclusive to the sports model as well, which looks really mean and stuff on the side right here. Really cool looking. And it continues on at the bottom. Another thing which is just exclusive to the sports model is those mean looking pipes right in the back. So that's, you can't get anywhere else. Now there's a camera right on the bottom right here. So make sure you always clean it off. And this is very important. This is where the camera is, and you have to clean it off just in case when there is snow, so you can actually see from the back. That's something very important. So to open it up, you have to press on this twice. Press on the button right here, and it's going to open it up. And now you have this huge space right here that you can use for whatever you want. And of course the seats do come down, which is the reason why I got the hatchback. And this also is removable, and it's supposed to be removable. Here we go. It's actually much easier than that. It's just not easy to do with one hand, but you can still do it. And you can even take it off in case you don't want this. There's a button right here, just push it in. Also not really made for one hand, but you can take it off in case you need extra storage area. So you can put those seats in the back all the way down if you want to. A lot of storage space right here. Extra spare tire on the bottom. And if something happens, this emergency kit is not included actually. And I should get rid of this thing, which it also didn't come out with that either. And it got stuck over there. Anyways, one thing I wanted to show you is this right here. You can open this up, and there is a spare jack in here in case something happens to your car and you get stuck somewhere. So that's another thing you should be knowing about. So overall, those are a few things, a few differences. And also, don't ever do this. Putting the car key inside and then closing the trunk or locking the key inside of the car. Not really the best idea, but I don't think this car is going to lock itself in when the key is going to be right inside of it. So those are a few things that are interesting about this vehicle. Just want to show you how it actually looks like from farther away right here. And here we go. Overall, very nice car. And of course both trims come with fog lights, which is an added bonus as well. So a few more things I want to cover is this. So to get in, you can't just go in unless you press this button, which opens the door up. So it is a hassle, just pressing one button, and of course it didn't open up, so you have to press it again. And it's not going to open up again, and guess why? I actually used the wrong car key. Wow. So take two. This is the real car key. And to get in, you have to press this button right here. Unfortunately, this has 3 buttons. I'm used to 2 buttons instead. So it's accidental, you can press the wrong button, and it is just a hassle. So let's press on the right one. Opens it up. Now we can open it. Few things I want to show you is, first of all, is this right here. So you can pull this and open the trunk. Also, telescopic feature right here. If you pull this, you can go and pull your steering wheel up and down. And there is something very cool about that. So let me show you something else that is very interesting about this car. So when you turn this on, right here, I want to show you something. You see this line right here. Now this line changes colors. If you're driving economically, it's gonna get and become blue. If you're driving inefficiently, like now, it's white. Interestingly enough, I don't think this turns red at all. So it only has 2 color codes to this. I do wish it had a red one. I have to yet to test it out if anyone actually knows about this. A few other things here. Fog lights are right there. So if you want to turn on the fog lights, you're going to do this right here. And right here is the wicked radio. Why I say wicked? Well, there is no satellite radio in here and you can't use it. If you have XM radio, it is not an option. This is one of the worst radios I ever saw, to tell you the truth. So if you're a music fan, don't get this car. It only has 4 speakers and that's it. So the EX version has 8 speakers. That's such a big upgrade from 4 to 8. It is just double the speakers. And it has a bigger screen and a lot more options over here. So over here, if you want to use music, you can use Bluetooth to listen to your stuff. And it is not the best way to listen to it. Next thing, I'm going to show you. Open this up. Open the trunk right here. And right there, you have to fill it up to open it. And look at this. Interestingly enough, because it has this double chin here, it's hard for you to know which one to open. So sometimes you're like, okay, let me open this up. So don't make this mistake. Don't try to rip your hood off accidentally. So this is it, the top one. And you don't feel the top. It's not here. It's actually in the bottom. And there was a strap here. And it's really confusing because you have to go and try to hunt for it and find it. So the strap goes right where the Honda symbol is, all the way here, under it. And you push it. Right there, there's a level right there. And it's so hard to find. So instead of being over here, it is right here. You just push it up and you can open it up. And it's really not designed to be opened with one hand. So there is 2 latches in here. One over here, one all the way on the bottom in case you really need this trunk even more opened. And here's the coolest feature of them all. Nothing in here. There is no covering whatsoever. So most cars have a covering, and there is a reason why this doesn't have it. Easy to work with, but there is another reason. In case there is ever, heaven forbid, like an engine fire, there is a fire suppressant material right over here. If you like this channel, make sure you subscribe to this channel. And if you have any questions, comments about this car, let me know what you think and ask me any questions you like. And of course, please subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you in the next video.